invoicing. We're going to look at how to invoice, and we're going to look at how to chase invoices that are late being paid. Right, so 3 things just to kick us off with invoicing. Firstly, invoices are related to self-employed work only. So if it's an employed job, invoicing, stay away from it. Nothing to do with it. If it's self-employed, invoicing is going to be a part of that. Second thing, if you're doing the job through your agent, 9 times out of 10, they'll invoice for you, take their cut, commission, VAT, whatever, and then send you what's left. However, if the job is independent, then it's your responsibility to send an invoice to the employer who is employing your freelance services in order to get paid. If you don't invoice, you don't get paid. So really, really important. And then third thing is, unless you've agreed separate terms with the company employing you, previous to employment, then all invoices should be paid within 30 days. What is actually going on the invoice then? So first up, you definitely want your name on there, or the name of your self-employed business. So mine is just my name, my stage name, Joe Bird. Nice and simple. Next up, you want date of issue, so the date that you're actually sending the invoice on. Little interjection here, would definitely say that getting into the habit of sending your invoice as soon as you finish the work is just going to make your life so much easier, because the sooner you send your invoice, the sooner the 30 days starts ticking away, and therefore the sooner you get paid, which is obviously what we all want. So yeah, I use the SansDrama web app, huge advocate, obviously. So when I'm on the train home, I just record my income, click invoice, and email it on there and then. It's out of my mind. It's not even there for me to be able to forget. Don't know about you, I'm quite forgetful. I forget things. Yeah. So yeah, do yourself a favour, makes your life easier, get into the habit of just emailing the invoice on straight away. Next up, you want your address on there. You also want a unique identification number. So this can be any random number as long as it's unique to the invoice. If you're using the web app, I think the structure that we use is the first 4 letters of your surname followed by a random number followed by the date of issue. So if I was sending an invoice today through the web app, it would be BIRD, random number 5678, 061119, which is today's date. So that gives you an idea of what to do, but get creative if you really want to. You also want on there who you're addressing the invoice to. So for the attention of XYZ. Details of work performed, so date, rate, or is it a fixed fee maybe, any hours, if that's applicable, expenses, maybe you've got expenses on there, and then obviously a total amount owed. You want payment terms, so payment is due into the following bank account within 30 days, followed by your bank account details, account number, sort code, and last up, you want to make sure that you have a tax liability statement on there because it's self-employed work. So something like, I confirm that I am responsible for my own tax implications. If you want to, you can put your UTR on there, your unique taxpayers reference, and the thing you got when you first registered as self-employed on the HMRC website. Some employers require you to have your UTR on your invoice. Others don't, so if you need it, put it on there. If you don't need it, it's up to you. If you are using a SansDrama web app, then everything that I just said is already generated for you and is included in the invoice when you generate the invoice on the web app. So you don't have to worry about that, but if you've got your own system, cool. Just make sure that you've included all those things that I said. Before I forget, we have a free invoice template here on the website. So if you go to like the top bar and then go down to resources, on there you'll see invoice template. You can download that and use that to your heart's content. Use it left, right and centre, however you feel. It's there, free, available for you to use. So if you're not using the web app, maybe look at that template to at least give you an idea what an invoice should look like. So all being well, you've struck your stuff, you've invoiced for it, and you've been paid the full amount that you invoiced for within 30 days. Great, that's what we want, that's what we expect, and jobs are good in. Fabulous. However, what happens if 30 days has come and gone and you still haven't been paid what you invoiced for? Well, luckily for us, my lovely friend and colleague, Jessica Stinger, was completely fed up with having to chase invoices that hadn't been paid. And she did loads of research and basically made a 4-step guide, which I've shamelessly stolen and going to regurgitate for you, with her permission, of course. But yes, full credits to Jess. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. I owe you a copy. Step 1 is just a gentle reminder. We're all humans, sometimes things get missed. So just send an email saying, hi there, I don't have any record of this payment being made. It was due on XYZ date. Please can you send me details of this payment being made or make payment within the next 7 days. Original invoice attached for your records. And then obviously attach the original invoice so it's really clear and obvious for them. Step 2 is if you still don't receive payment within the 7 days, getting a bit annoying now, send a new invoice due immediately on which you can charge interest and a compensation fee for debt recovery costs. Details of which on how much to charge for what is just below in the post with the relevant links to help you out. Hopefully your invoice will be paid by now, but if it's not, then step 3 is firstly letting them know that you'll be putting in an official complaint with their CEO or head of the company. Make sure you attach a new invoice with updated interest from the last invoice that you sent, and let them know that your next step will be with a small claims court. If you're part of a union like Equity for us and performers, then let them know that Equity will be backing you, and don't forget to tell Equity that you're having trouble. Okay, so we really, really hope it doesn't get this far, but if it does, then your 4th step is with the small claims court, and you can put in an online case following the link below in this post. As always, get in touch if you have any questions on this or anything else we have on the site, or maybe there isn't something on the site that you think should be on the site and would be helpful for other people. Let us know. We'll obviously do our best. Other than that, I wish you happy invoicing and timely payments.